And as I'm older, I'm just like, man, like I wish I had, like I just wish that I had like that time back with him. Oh, I gotta stop. Hold on. Way back home. Hey Loveys! Welcome back to Dear Leesa. I am excited about this topic because I'm going to get pretty emotional talking about these things, just because like I've been through these stages in life, and like, well, you read the title so you already know what I'm talking about, but it's a Dear Leesa, and I know you guys missed my Dear Leesa advice, so I decided to do Dear Leesa advice on Wednesdays. So make sure you tune in every Wednesday, and if you need advice on anything, make sure you email me at dearleesa@yahoo.com, because I got you on anything, okay? Also, like, comment, subscribe. Any feedback is greatly appreciated, Loveys. Join the gang, subscribe, love me, show me some love. Yeah, and let's get to it. Yeah, so this email says, Dear Leesa, looking back, what is the best advice you will give yourself at ages 14, 16, 18, and 21? Woo! Woo! Honestly, I got some advice for y'all. And I'm gonna throw 25 in there because, you know, like, I know I look young and all. But I've been through a lot through my life. And 25 was like a very monumental year and time period. And it kind of fits right in. Like, if I look back and I think of like what I was going through at 25, like, this advice would have been really appreciated. Serious. So usually I write out my videos, like when you do YouTube, but like, you know, there's a lot of preparation that goes into it, and you kind of need to have like a nice formula when you're filming so that it goes with the flow and there's not like rambling and all of that stuff. But I promise it's not gonna be that much rambling. But I did not write out this video because I want this to be 100% genuine. I want it to be from the heart, and literally like stuff that I wish I truly knew at these ages. So I saw the email and I was just like, yes, like, let me just be from the heart one time, and it's probably gonna get real personal. So at 14 years old, whew, what would I say at 14? That was a long time ago, man. I feel so old now. Okay, yeah, at 14, let me see. At 14, I would say, do not worry about fitting in and doing what your friends are doing. So at 14, like, you're going to high school, right? Like, you're leaving 8th grade, you're going into high school, and that's kind of like where you're getting more independence. I mean, I had a lot of independence from like when I was younger, because my mom is just like, you need to know this girl, like, she taught me some real life independent stuff like when I was like 5. Like, no lie. But for most kids, like, that's the age that you're going through independence, and you're kind of like finding yourself, and like, you know, you're having fun with your friends, and like, you want to be cool and all of that stuff. But I do want to say, like, do not worry about having to do what your friends are doing and fitting in. And I say this because when I was 14 years old, when I was 13 years old, I was still in middle school. My closest friends, like, I had 2 best friends, and I won't say their names because I'm not friends with them no more. It's whatever, it's life. I was friends with them for years, and my best friends, they was like in relationships, they had boyfriends, and they was having sex at 13, 14, and it was crazy. Like, the stories that I was hearing, it was like, wow, like, why are you doing that? Like, that sounds nasty. For real, like, you know, I was smart enough to know that's not something I care to do. My best friend, her boyfriend had his best friend, and like, every time they went out, I had to come along because it was, you know, wingman and the excuse for hanging out, whatever. So So like I would hang out and you know, they would do their thing in the room, and like his friend was always trying to talk to me, and he was trying to date me and kiss me, and and it's just like, one, I wasn't attracted to him like that, and two, don't think because my friend is doing that I'm gonna do it too. Like, I got my own head on my shoulders. But these girls, I mean, whatever, like they did what they did, and the stories was insane, and I'm just kind of happy that I didn't follow their footsteps, because I still wound up doing stuff with guys, but I definitely regret it. I wish that I would have waited a little bit longer. So you can leave this to your imagination, but I'm not gonna say what it was that I did. I didn't go like 1,000%, but you know, I wasn't doing the stuff they was doing. Like, that was crazy. But you know, I did do a little bit of stuff that I kind of regret, and I wish I waited until I was older. So with that being said, at 14 years old, my best advice is don't do what your friends are doing and enjoy being a kid. You're still a kid at 14 years old. You're not fully grown. I'm sorry. Even if you are, you don't know what to do. You don't know how it can affect you in the long run. These girls that are 14 and pregnant, that is the most craziest thing, to give these people a show and then to have these little girls look up to them. Because these little girls, I want a family, I want to have sex, I want a boyfriend. No, you're 14, god damn it, go play soccer, go fight with your little brother and sister, or your older brother and sister, go be up under your parents. Like, enjoy life as a kid. And I honestly, I really think I grew up fast. Like, I did. Like, I'm not saying I was a fast ass, that's a different type of fast, but I was very mature at a young age, and I like that I was mature, but I wish I kind of enjoyed my childhood a little bit more. So yeah, that's my advice to you guys that are 14. What I would tell myself if I was 16 again, I would tell myself to appreciate my parents. It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like, almost like at 16, that's weird advice to give a 16-year-old. You should be giving them advice about school and friends and popularity and boys and whatever. Yeah, but I think for me, and like I said, this is going to be a very personal video here, you're constantly annoyed or angry with your parents from like age 13 and on. So I think it really hit me like when I was 16 years old, because I just felt like I couldn't do everything that my friends were doing. And I just mean like going out, going to parties and stuff. And like, my dad actually did let me go to parties, but like, if you knew me back then and you really knew me, like, my dad was so conservative. I had to have like an excuse for everything. If I wanted to just hang out on the block with my friend, I couldn't do that. I had to have a time, a place, like proof, all of that. So I would make up these elaborate excuses. Sorry, Dad, I hope you're not watching. I would make up these elaborate excuses. Hey, Dad, I'm gonna go to the movies with my friend. This is the girl's name, this is her number, this is her mom's number, and we're gonna see this movie. It starts at this time. We're gonna take the bus that's gonna take this amount of time. It's gonna take an hour to get to the movie theater. The movie's for 2 hours. Then after the movie, it's gonna take an hour to get back. But we're gonna grab food from McDonald's that's right next to the movie theater. So we're gonna take another hour there. And like, literally, I would Google the movie or ask friends that I know what the movie was about, and I would be ready. So like, when I got home on time, I would just be like, yeah, that was my best. That movie was so good. My favorite part was when he ran over the swing and da-da-da-da-da. And my dad had to buy it, because you can't tell me that I didn't go see the movie if I could tell you what's in the movie. You didn't go see it, but you're gonna do it. But I literally used to have to make up these elaborate lies just to hang out. But whatever. What I mean by appreciate your parents really love you. Like, they look out for you, and they basically spend their entire life, once they have you, trying to make a good life for you. They want to give you a better life than they had. And when I was 16, I was just so embarrassed of my dad. Like, oh, I never even told anybody this. Like, I don't even know if my fiance knows, but my dad's like a little Puerto Rican man, and he's so conservative, and I'm like this black girl, Spanish girl, black girl, but my skin color is much, much darker than his. And I hung out with all the black kids. So for me, I'm just, this is embarrassing. My dad, my dad's so cute. He wears his pants like mad high, and like he dresses, you know, like a Puerto Rican little man, like whatever. And you know, it just, it was hard for me. I didn't know where I fit in because I didn't speak Spanish, so I felt like I couldn't really relate to like the Spanish crowd. So like I was with the black crowd, but then like my dad was so different, and it was just like, oh my god. I just used to be always angry at my dad, and I wish that I can take it back because I know that he spent his, oh my god. I know that my dad spent so much time, so much of his life working to make sure that I live a good life, which I am, and I'm so thankful for it because, oh, am I crying? Okay, and I'm so thankful for it because like, I don't know where I would be without my dad, you know. I don't want to get into like my whole family like situation or whatever, but my dad is my heart, and he is such a family man. He taught me what it is to be with a man that loves you like your father, like, you know. So I feel bad for girls that don't have their father or even a father like my dad, because he's amazing, amazing. But you know, I regret it. I regret the fact that I was always angry with him. I wish I could take back all those times that I was yelling at him or angry or mad, or like I wish, you know, the stuff that kids wish. And yeah, like he did so much. Like he used to make sure I was smart. I went to the museum and botanical garden and Bronx Zoo, and he went to school so many times, and he worked so hard. And you know, I just see him getting older, and as I'm older, I'm just like, man, like I wish I had, like I just wish that I had like that time back with him, and to let him know that I love him and I appreciate him growing up. And I mean, I know he knows that now. Oh, I gotta stop. Hold on. Freaking makeup. Like, I know he knows that now, but it's just different, you know. All I'm saying is appreciate your parents. They love you to death. They work so hard to give you a life that they haven't had. And even if you don't think they work hard, they do. They love you unconditionally. There's no love greater than a child and its parent. So 16 years old, guys, you 16-year-olds, tell your parents you love them every day. Listen to them, because they know, they've been there and they want the best for you. Make good judgment calls. So all those lies that I did, and I was out hanging out with my friends, I still was mature enough and smart enough to know where I should be and where I shouldn't be. So for my 18-year-olds, that got emotional. Like, I am such a daddy's girl now. Yeah, so for my 18-year-olds, the advice that I would give, even though I did it, so thank you, I'm still gonna give this advice because some people probably need it. Go to college. Not any college. Go away to college. Don't worry about the debt. Don't worry about all them loans. Like, they're gonna be there. They're still there for me. Whatever. I don't care. But go away to college. Like, there's nothing like that independence college teaches you. I learned so much. I learned how to be an adult. Seriously. I was always mature, like I said. Even though I have always been mature, just living on your own, you have nobody to tell you what to do or to discipline you. You have to feed yourself. You have to study. Like it's just a full circle, and that helped shape me to be the person I am today. It taught me so much about myself, and I wouldn't take it back for anything. At all. I know a lot of people from my high school stayed in New York City, and it was all fun and dandy, but you know, honestly, like, if I take a percentage of the people that I know from college that went away to school and the people that I know that stayed in their hometown area, around the rest of their friends and like their, you know, their family, and like just like their people from like the hood that they're from, they're just not in the same boat. Not everybody, like some people are doing great and wonderful, and you know, and most of them wouldn't trade anything at all, but it's like if you knew better, you do better. And I feel like there's much more out there for somebody who is well-rounded, for somebody who has been to school, learned the independence, learned culture, there's just, it's just wow, it's just like it makes you such a well-rounded person. And just for an example, when I was 18, I went to school. I was turning 19. I went to school a semester late, and that, like, I was so angry. I was devastated. I was mad because I couldn't get financial aid for Temple University. I was dying to go there. So shout out to everybody who's in Temple. But I wanted to go there so bad, but I just couldn't get the financial aid, and it was so expensive. So I wound up going to Buff State, which I'm happy because that's where I met my fiance, and I just met some great people, like my friends, my best friends, and my sorority that I joined. But yeah, when I went to school, I was 18 and I needed to work. I needed money. I needed to work. My parents, they couldn't afford to send me money all the time, and I didn't want them to. Like, I'm an adult now. I figured I got this. I can handle it. So I started working at the mall, and I had to take like this bus. It was like an hour each way. It was crazy. And like, you know, it stopped working at a certain time, especially on Sundays, like 6 o'clock. And the store that I worked at, against all odds, like this clothing store, closed at like 6:30. Like, you couldn't leave until 6:30, and like I would get in trouble, I would get fired or whatever. So I was like, I used to kept trying to bum rides when I had to work on Sundays. So there was this one Sunday, I'll never forget it. I was in the mall bawling my eyes out because I had no way to get home. My manager, she told me she was gonna drive me home, and then somebody stole her wallet. And next thing I know, I turned around and she's gone. And I'm like, where did so-and-so go? And my friend's like, well, my coworker, she's like, oh, she left because somebody stole her wallet. I'm like, are you serious? Like, how am I gonna get home? And she was getting a ride, so they couldn't take me home. I was just walking around the mall crying. I had nothing to, like, I had no way to get home. There was no buses running. The Uber was not around. I had no money for cabs. Nothing. So I remember calling my dad on his cell phone, and I'm like so angry. I was freaking out. I was crying, and my dad's like, I was like, Dad, I told you I needed a car, and you guys never got me a car. You know, like, I need a car. I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't be in the school and not have a car. And he's just like, well, you gotta figure it out, and I don't know what to do. I can't help you from here, like, whatever. So we hung up the phone. I was so mad. And I passed by, I think it was Old Navy, and it just so happened I bumped into a girl a few days before that, and she was so nice. I think I was like on my lunch break, and she was just nice, and we just chatted up a little bit. And I think she lived, I don't think she went to my school, but I think she lived in the area. So when I was walking by, I saw her through the window, and I just waited for her, and I said, can you please help me get home? I have no way to get home. I don't know what to do. And she got whoever was giving her a ride to take me home. Thank you. I can't remember your name because I don't even think we spoke after that like that, or we even saw each other, but I love you for that. So that situation made me realize how bad I needed a car. After that, I went home, and it was summer break, and I was like, I was working this job at a storage place, and I was making, at that time I was making like $13 an hour, and I was making money because I was working 40 hours a week, and I was only 19. I had money. You couldn't tell me nothing. So I saved up my money, and I saved up $1,000, and I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, I'm gonna get a car. He's like, no, you can't get a car, you can't afford it, how are you gonna afford it, da, da, da. And I'm like, can't get it broken down. And I'm like, Dad, I'm gonna get a car because you don't know what it was like to be stuck in the damn mall and not have a place, not have a way to get home. So he's just like, nah, you can't get a car. So I was just like, okay, fine, whatever, I don't care. Like, you're not gonna stop me. So I remember my boyfriend at the time, which is now my fiance, my dad called him and told him to stop me from getting a car. And he told him, do you think I can stop her? I can't stop her. She's gonna do what she wants to do anyway. It's your daughter, you should know that. And he was right, because I took my behind to the car dealership with my measly $1,000, and I guess I had good credit at the time, put $1,000 down, and I walked away with a car. And that was such an accomplishment. But let me tell you, hunty, it was hard work. And being in college, and I had no support from anybody but myself. I got a full-time job, and I went to school full-time, so I was working nights at McDonald's to pay for my car. I moved off campus to try to save money, and I basically grew into a woman. And I figured out that I am passionate, and whatever I want, I can get. And from that day forward, like literally whatever I want, I go for it and I get it. And in the back of my head, like I replay that scenario. And just to top it off, I told you I started a semester late. I graduated college in 3.5 years. Like, no, it wasn't like a 4.0, but for me, that's an accomplishment. Like, most people can't do that. Most people take 5 years to graduate. And I mean, like, it's just, I just feel like I learned so much from college. Like, I learned who I am as a person. I learned I learned to be who I am, and I learned who I really was, what I'm capable of, what I'm not capable of. I just learned so much, and I'm just telling you, take y'all butts to college. What I would say to myself at 21, I mean, that time I was working hard. So what I would say to my friend, it's so easy at 21, in college, living your life, no parents, no discipline, nobody to tell you what to do, at what time, how to do it, none of that. None of that. But so it's so easy to just like have fun and do what you want to do and live your life, and like you think there's no consequence. Hunty, there's a consequence, okay? You at 21 are setting yourself up for the rest of your life. This is like your adulthood. You're allowed to drink, you can drive, you can do whatever you want. You have nobody there telling you what to do. So be smart about your choices. I live by the motto, work hard, play hard. So work hard always needs to be number one. But for me, play hard has to be number two also, because I feel like I don't want to waste my time working and then not having fun. But at the same token, I'm not going to have all this fun and my work life is suffering. And when I say work life, I mean my career, I mean my money flow, I mean my relationship life. Like, party hard, yeah, and even I guess relationships, party hard, date who you want to date, but always remember you come first. And at this stage in your life, you're setting yourself up for the rest of your life. So make sure you finish school with good grades. At 21, you have 1 more year. This is the time to lock in and focus and figure out what you want to do when you graduate. Focus and lock in, figure it out, develop a long-term plan, because again, you're gonna have a family one day if you want, and if you don't, you're gonna still have to live life and have a career and support yourself. So develop a nice plan. Doesn't mean you have to stick to it, but having something concrete, which I did not do, which I wish I would have, but having something concrete for you to follow is pretty smart, okay? You know what they say, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. And it's very cliche, but I love that quote, and I am a very strategic planner nowadays. 25 years old, woo! This I can really talk to. Like, for me, at 25, man, there's so much I could say, but I'm gonna dwindle it down to 2 things, right? The first thing I want to say to myself at 25 is listen to the signs that God gives you. Now, I don't go to church like that, but I do believe in God, and I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and I believe that what's supposed to happen will happen. And, you know, at 25, you're still young, you're still in your prime, and you're having fun, and you have all these friends, and like, you know, now social media is popping, so you're definitely gonna have a lot of friends, and you're definitely gonna be going out and looking cute and fabulous. When it comes to friends, if I lost you, then you was never a friend. I never lost a friend. That's another cliche quote that I love. I never lost a friend, for facts. If I'm not your friend no more, I'm okay with it. God has a way of telling you certain things without telling you. So pay attention. Pay attention. If you have an argument about something, sit back and really think. One, is it worth it? Is it worth losing the friendship or relationship? Is it worth being mad over? So I don't know if it's because I'm an Aries, or if it's just because like I don't care enough, or I just don't want to waste my life being angry. But if I get in an argument, don't get me wrong, I'll be mad. I'll be very mad. But in like an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on the severity of the argument, I most likely will be done being mad in 24 hours. Like, that's the maximum time frame. If I talk about the subject again, of course, I'm going to flare up, I'm going to be mad again. But for the most part, I'm not going to sit there and be mad about it the whole time and waste my life. So God wants me to have a great life, and he wants me to have fun, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit here and worry about, oh, this person took $5,000 out of my life. Yes, I am so mad because I lost a friend who did that, and at 25, shit gets real. It gets so real. Like, these are adult situations that you deal with, and you think like you never even you would think like, oh my God, like, am I really going through this? Yes, you are, and figure it out. And I lost a couple friends that I thought was friends, but for the most part, they was just using me. In any way, shape, or form. I don't really need to get into all of that, but I just learned a lot. And if somebody pushes themselves out your life, if God finds a way to give you a signal or a sign that this person isn't good for you, whether it's a friend, whether it's a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, let them go. Bye! Adios! Let them go! Seriously, because you don't want to waste your time. Time is valuable, and you never ever get it back. My second piece of advice to 25 years old me would be to don't cry, boo. You do not have to have it all together. So I had like an early life crisis. That's what I call it. At 25, I had like an early life crisis, and I remember sitting there and I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? I go every day to the job that I hate. I make decent money, but I'm not rich. I see all these people, Rihanna and Chris Brown and Justin Bieber and Beyonce, and like living lavish and Sweet 16, and like all these people that are like so rich, and I'm just like, damn, I want to be like them. Like, what did I do wrong? You know, I live in an apartment, like, you know, I kind of live paycheck to paycheck. Not really, I was kind of making good money, but I was traveling a lot. So, you know, I was happy about that, but I don't know, I was single at the time, and like I was always on and off with my now fiance, and I just did not know where I was going in life. And that was, to me, I was devastated, because I'm a very strong person. I like to think so. And I like to think that I'm very independent. And I like to have a plan nowadays. At that time, I kind of figured it out by 25 that I like to have a plan. And I just didn't have a plan. So I just want you to know that it's okay. And that it's gonna be okay. Even though there are those that are working their dream job, that are traveling non-stop, that are living in like fancy condos, or own their own houses or their own businesses at 25, and there are those that are having a family and loving every single second of it. That's not you, and that's okay. Like, you are you, and they are them. So that plan that you had when you was 21 that you should have had, put it in motion. Change it. Make a new plan. It's okay, because it's not too late. Guess what? You're not starving. You have food in your stomach. You have a life. You're breathing. You have a roof over your head. No matter if you're staying with somebody, if you're crashing at your parents, if you have a roommate, if you live on your own, it doesn't matter. Even if you live in a goddamn car, you're still breathing, and you still have time to change, to get your life to be where you want it to be. You are amazing. Love yourself. Appreciate life and everything that comes with it, the good and the bad, and just create your own journey. Those are the tips that I would give myself if I was 14, 16, 18, 21, and 25. I hope you guys took something from it, and I don't know, I guess I'll see you next time. So if you need advice on anything, email me at dearleesa@yahoo.com. Comment, give this video a thumbs up, share this video, and man, I really kind of like dug into like some parts of my life I have not touched on in a long time. So I thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the family, lovies. I love you. I love life, for real. Seriously. Yeah. Stay tuned for my video coming out on Friday on how to do everyday makeup. Those are for my ladies out there. And for my guys and ladies, on Sundays, I will be uploading challenges. And I think this Sunday, I'm going to show y'all a prank. Shh, don't tell my man, because he won't be mad. So anyway, see you next time. Bye, lovies.